This is Eyewitness News on LA56 with live breaking news.
Breaking news, a siege in Sydney, Australia. Several people have been taken hostage in a chocolate shop.
A startling discovery in the LA River, a human skull found by a couple on a morning walk. We have the latest on the investigation. And adding insult to injury, thieves strike at one of the homes damaged by rock slides in Camarillo Springs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jory Rand. I'm Giovanna Lara. Welcome to Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m.
We begin with breaking news in Australia, where police are trying to bring a hostage crisis to a peaceful end. Several people are now being held inside a chocolate shop and cafe in Sydney's financial district. Some of the video shows people with their hands in the air pressed against windows of the shop. Two people inside the cafe have been spotted holding what appears to be a black flag with white Arabic writing on it. It's not clear at this point how many hostages or hostage takers are inside, but heavily armed police are on the scene. Streets in the area are closed and offices have been evacuated. The Australian Prime Minister says it's still unclear what the motivation is, but it could be political.
The whole point of politically motivated violence is to scare people out of being themselves. Australia is a peaceful, open and generous society. Nothing should ever change that, and that's why I would urge all Australians today to go about their business as usual.
The U.S. has also evacuated its Sydney consulate, which is near the cafe. President Obama has been briefed on the hostage crisis. We will continue to bring you updates as the situation unfolds.
Here at home, a strange and gruesome discovery today in Bell. Parts of a human skull were found in the LA River north of Slauson Avenue near the 710 freeway. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter has the latest on the investigation.
A startling discovery along the LA River in Bell as a couple out for a morning walk finds a human skull. Detectives say how the person died, who they are, and how their skull ended up in the river remains a mystery.
With the recent rains and the heavy wash here, it's just too early to tell how long the remains were here or if they washed up from a different portion of LA.
The couple found the skull, which authorities say is not fully intact, around 8 a.m. in the river just north of Slauson Avenue. Detectives brought out a search dog to look for any additional evidence. Authorities say at this point they have lots of questions and no answers.
Investigations involving human remains, it's generally very time-consuming, and it isn't something that we can solve early on, if at all.
There are a lot of homeless encampments along the river. Investigators will be talking with residents to see if they have any information. They're also asking for the public's help.
We're going to look at some missing person reports. Obviously, with something like this, we rely on the community to give us any information they might have. If anybody has any information, even if they don't think it's related, we'd like them to contact us or contact their local police department.
As you heard detectives say, they are looking for any information they can get, no matter how small you think it may be. They certainly want to hear from you. You can reach the LA County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau at 323-890-5500. In Bell, Leanne Suter, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Leanne, thank you. A homeowner in Glendale is asking for the city's help after his home is damaged in a major mud flow for the second time. Don Stewart returned to find this mess after Friday morning's storm. 5 to 6 feet of mud settled in his backyard. He just moved in last year, 2 weeks after a fire that scorched the hillside by his house. He told us since then he spent over $10,000 cleaning up mud and building retaining walls to help keep it in place. But now he's once again digging out.
This is my air conditioning unit. It actually got buried the last time, but I had it covered in plastic. This time I was just thinking because I've built a new couple of retaining walls, I thought it wasn't going to be as bad this time. You know, I don't know how they're predicting this may be a wet winter. I mean, this may be happening once a month for, you know, there's still a lot of dirt that can come down from that hill.
Stewart says he has tried to contact the city of Glendale several times to get help cleaning up and get ideas on how to prevent future mud flows. The city is now looking into the incident.
Meantime, in Camarillo Springs, a burglar targets one of the red-tagged homes damaged in Friday's debris flow. It happened in a home along the 6300 block of Gitana Avenue. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department says the suspect stole an undisclosed amount of jewelry while the family was evacuated between 2:30 Friday morning and 2 yesterday afternoon. And those homeowners are bracing for even more rain on the way. Ortega Highway is back open after falling boulders shut down the main road between Orange County and southwest Riverside County. Here's a photo of the cleanup from Caltrans. You can see we're still feeling the impact of last week's powerful storm, which brought more than an inch of rain to the area. Crews throughout the day removed about 20 truckloads of debris, with some of the boulders as large as 5 feet across.
And there will be more rain on the way this week. Let's turn things over to Danny Romero for a first check of our forecast. Hey, Danny.
How you doing, Jory and Giovanna? Yeah, we got some clouds moving through the area right now, just setting up for the coming rain. We look out to some partly cloudy skies over our Irvine Spectrum camera to show you a Sunday night settling in. But our Sunday sunset was a gorgeous one. Here's a great one we recorded a little earlier. Sunset over Malibu, as those clouds I talked about mix in with the colors in the sky, and we get a beautiful view of Southern California changing from afternoon to evening. And we're seeing our temperatures on the cool side right now here on a Sunday night. We're seeing temperatures at 56 right now in Ontario, 55 for Burbank, 60 for Santa Ana right now, and on the coast, Santa Monica shows you 58 degrees, Oxnard at 56 at the moment. Now, there is rain, wind, and snow on the way. How much? And when it gets here, I'll let you know with a live Mega Doppler 7000 HD 7-day forecast in just a little bit. Right now, Jory and Giovanna, go ahead.
Danny, thank you. A candlelight vigil is underway right now in Long Beach, where divers found the body of a 20-year-old missing woman. Long Beach police say divers discovered 20-year-old Ashley Armand's body inside her Honda Civic last night. Officials say Armand's car was submerged in the Los Cerritos Channel at 5th Street east of Silvera Avenue. They think she may have accidentally driven right through the dead end, down the embankment and into the channel. She was last seen leaving a friend's house just after midnight on Saturday.
In Paris, one suspect is dead following a deputy-involved shooting. Riverside County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call of a burglary in progress just after 10 o'clock last night. There, they found a man who had forced his way inside an elderly couple's home on Highway 74. Deputies say they tried to make contact with the man, and that's when the shooting occurred. The suspect later died at the hospital. The elderly couple was not hurt. And bullets flew overnight outside an underground nightclub in Hyde Park. 3 men were shot multiple times each in the attack out front of the unregistered club at 2nd Avenue and 54th Street. Police say the suspect came up to the front door and simply began opening fire. 2 of the men were rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The 3rd victim was in stable condition. The gunman got away, and police believe the shooting was possibly gang-related.
Investigators are trying to determine if effigies of black lynching victims found hanging on the campus of UC Berkeley are protest art or a racist act. The cardboard cutouts of black lynching victims were found yesterday, a few hours before a demonstration against police brutality that was organized by a black student union. Officials say they still do not know who put the images out there or the motive behind it. About 300 people participated in yesterday's peaceful Berkeley protest. And for a second straight day, demonstrators took to the streets protesting police killings of unarmed black men. Although many of yesterday's marches were peaceful, in Boston, police arrested 23 people trying to block traffic. And in New York City, 2 police officers were attacked. One suffered a broken nose. Officials think a bag with hammers and a black mask belonged to the attackers. And here in L.A., many people wore black today to church in peaceful protest. Eyewitness News reporter Hugh McCrae explains the significance.
We stand in solidarity with them today, oh God, as we breathe the life of hope, as we breathe the prayer of justice.
The message at First AME Church this morning was a passionate one.
Life doesn't matter. Black life and white life, red life and brown life, yellow life doesn't matter, male or female. We stand with them.
The entire congregation wore black on what was called Black Solidarity Sunday, a show of support for the unarmed black men recently killed by police officers around the country.
Ezel's mother is here. We're going to ask her just to stand, if you will. We are here to support you and to embrace you.
Every churchgoer who attended First AME this morning received a bulletin just like this one with the words Black Lives Matter on it, which has really become the rallying cry and slogan for this nationwide protest. The call for action came during yesterday's massive protest in Washington, D.C., led by Reverend Al Sharpton. Instead of the violence making headlines,
surround the lives of these young people.
Wearing black was meant to be a peaceful demonstration to push for change and get their point across.
Wearing black is intended to send a message that black life has value.
The message heard loud and clear.
I fear for my son when he goes out because he's young. Of course, he's black, and who knows? I mean, I try to train him to do the right thing, but you never could tell.
In South LA, Hugh McRae, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
A messy crash overnight in South LA. Now police are looking for the hit-and-run driver that fled the scene. Take a look. Along Hoover at 47th Street in the Vermont Square area, police say a driver sideswiped 5 parked vehicles, including a truck from the LADWP, around 3:30 in the morning. The suspect then took off on foot or got picked up, leaving a flipped truck behind. No injuries have been reported. In Orange County, 2 people are dead and a 3rd person is in critical condition after a speeding car crashed into a brick column. Highway patrol officers say they were attempting to pull over the driver of a silver Kia in Tustin, but the driver kept going, hitting speeds of up to 90 miles per hour. The car lost control near Newport Avenue on the 55, bursting into flames. A 26-year-old man was pulled from the wreckage and rushed to a hospital. The driver and 1 passenger died instantly.
Authorities in Alabama have arrested a 22-year-old man in the fatal shooting of an Auburn University football player. Officials have arrested Markel Hart and charged him with murder in the case of 18-year-old Jaquel Mitchell. Mitchell was shot early this morning in an off-campus apartment complex parking lot. Mitchell's girlfriend says he was arguing with a man at a party and another man pulled out a gun and opened fire. Auburn University head football coach Gus Malzahn says, quote, "My thoughts and prayers are with Jaquel's family and friends who are suffering through this senseless tragedy."
A somber day of remembrance in Newtown, Connecticut today on the anniversary of the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary School. It was 2 years ago today that a troubled 20-year-old gunman killed his mother and then stormed the school, killing 20 children and 6 more educators before turning the gun on himself. No public memorial events were planned in Newtown. Instead, town officials say mourners will be remembering and reflecting privately.
Ahead on Eyewitness News, comedian Bill Cosby breaks his silence on several alleged sexual assaults. We'll have what he's saying.
And a warning from lifeguards, be careful if you're heading to the beach.
Plus, we'll tell you why neighbors in the Melrose District formed a picket line in front of a new home there. We've got an update for you on that rescued dolphin we first told you about yesterday. Take a look at some photos from SeaWorld where they're trying to nurse that dolphin back to health. It became stranded on a San Pedro beach yesterday. LA County lifeguards helped keep it alive by pouring water on it until Marine Rescue could get there. The dolphin was eventually taken to SeaWorld's Animal Rescue Center. A vet there says it was malnourished and is in critical but stable condition.
A warning from lifeguards this weekend. Be careful if you're heading to the beach. Take a look at the surf at the Cabrillo Beach Jetty in San Pedro. Thank you to @MassProcess for sending this to us on Instagram using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. As you can see, there's high surf and dangerous rip currents along much of the LA County and Ventura coastline. And with more stormy weather on the way, it will only get worse tomorrow.
And with more on the stormy weather, we have Danny Romero to tell us how bad things will get.
Yeah, we're probably, as far as rain amounts, a little bit less than this last one, but still just the same with the ground still so wet. Any kind of rain could cause some damage there, and certainly the surf will be picking up as well. Let's go outside right now, take a look for our Sunday, and take a look at our live HD camera. And out there we can see some beautiful views over Southern California. We first look to Long Beach, and Long Beach looking pretty nice now. Partly cloudy skies there, but still a beautiful view, just the same from our Long Beach camera. Also, downtown skies are partly cloudy at the moment, and on the cooler side, 56 degrees our temperature, relative humidity at 72%, and the barometer on the rise at 30.07. There's a lot of moisture sitting out towards our west, and it'll be fed to us. We've got, again, here's that source of moisture right here in the Pacific. Also, we've got this cold front coming down from Alaska. We're seeing this cold air part of this weather picture, so again, continues to be those cold winter kind of storms that we've been talking about over the last few days. And with the circulation of this low driving everything for us right about Monday, we'll start to see the first signs very late Monday night, more like Tuesday morning at 3 a.m. We'll start to see some signs of moisture up around Ventura County, and then more continuing off and on through the week. Here's the temps tonight. Down in the cold temps of 32 for Lancaster, 44 for Thousand Oaks. Thousand Oaks tomorrow is only to 58, so the highs, another cool day tomorrow, only to 55 in Palmdale, just to 62 in Ontario. Lake Elsinore will top off at 60 degrees for the high tomorrow afternoon. Now the 7-day power to active weather lining up like this. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow for the LA Metro Orange County area. Then those showers start late Monday night, Tuesday morning early, depends how you look at it, but just the same showers through Tuesday. Another impulse coming through Wednesday and Thursday. A little break Friday. Another chance of rain comes our way on Saturday. For the valleys and the Inland Empire, mostly sunny for a Monday, and then here come the clouds, the cold air, and the showers starting early Tuesday, continuing through the afternoon and evening, and then another impulse comes through Wednesday into Thursday. We could see a total of about an inch of rain from these systems coming through this week. A little break on Friday. Saturday, another chance of showers, and again the continued cold temperatures. The beaches will be cloudy tomorrow, and then the showers start up Tuesday, continuing into Wednesday, maybe like a half an inch of rain in those coastal areas. Still some more showers possible on Thursday with some winds kicking up. Saturday, another chance, 20% chance of showers coming in to ruin that part of the weekend anyway. Mountain areas, we'll have some partly cloudy skies, and then windy conditions really kick in with this system, and then the showers start, and that snow level drops down 15 to 5,000 feet, and we could see a foot of snow from this system coming through, and another chance of showers on Saturday as well. Partly cloudy skies for the high desert on Monday. Shower chances start up on Tuesday there. Not huge amounts, quarter inch of rain for the desert areas, but just the same showers continuing Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday as well, with the winds pretty strong all weekend. So pretty much a cold, wintry kind of storm coming through here this week ahead of us.
So bundle up.
Exactly.
Thank you, Danny.
Right. Yep.
Turning to the controversy surrounding comedian Bill Cosby. For the first time, Cosby is talking about the woman who has been standing by him, his wife. This comes in the wake of yet another accusation of sexual assault. Here's ABC's Aditi Roy.
Tonight, Bill Cosby breaking his silence over sexual abuse allegations and slamming the media, telling the New York Post, "Let me say this, I only expect the black media to uphold the standards of journalism, and when you do that, you have to go in with a neutral mind," apparently calling out African-American journalists to treat him fairly. When asked how his wife Camille is holding up, Cosby telling the Post, "Love and the strength of womanhood. Let me say it again. Love and the strength of womanhood." Cosby's wife, married to the comedian for 50 years, standing by him through the death of their son Ennis, a failed paternity suit, and now new accusations from more than a dozen women who say the actor drugged, sexually assaulted or raped them. The newest accuser, supermodel Beverly Johnson, claiming the actor didn't rape or sexually assault her, but drugged her during a rehearsal at Cosby's New York home in 1986. She said she didn't come forward sooner because she lost her nerve after meeting Camille Cosby.
And I walked up to her, and she knew me, and she embraced me. And at that moment, I decided that I wasn't going to push the issue any further because of her.
ABC News reached out to Cosby's attorneys and have not heard back. The actor, with his wife by his side, standing his ground tonight. Aditi Roy, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Neighbors in the Melrose district today formed a picket line in front of a house holding an open house today. Protesters say they are frustrated with these so-called mega mansions that keep popping up in their neighborhood. Neighbors complain the houses are just too big and tower over the homes they're next to. On top of that, they say the mega mansions are bad for the environment and are not energy efficient.
We moved here and invested our lives and our money in this area because we love what this place looks like. There's a prevailing aesthetic here which is being destroyed every time one of these boxes goes in.
Protesters want the city to restrict the size of homes that can be built to better fit the communities around them.
Getting from the San Fernando Valley to LA's west side will be a bit easier starting tomorrow. The new Valley West Side Express bus service begins its runs tomorrow morning. It will use the carpool lanes on the 405 freeway to take riders between Van Nuys and Westwood. It will cut travel time by about 20 minutes compared to the routes currently used.
More good news for drivers this holiday season as gas prices continue to fall. In the LA Long Beach area, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is down to $2.90. That's a drop of another 12 cents in just the last week. In Orange County, it's even lower, down to $2.87. In the Inland Empire, a gallon of regular also at $2.87 after the same 12-cent drop. And in Ventura County, it's at $2.89. Statewide, the average for a gallon of gas is $2.87. Nationally, it's $2.60 a gallon after falling for the 11th straight week.
$2.60 a gallon.
Can you imagine?
Wow. Hope we see those numbers here.
Yeah, it's like being back in the 90s.
Yeah. Barbara Walters is ready to unveil her latest list of the most fascinating people.
Still to come on Eyewitness News, we'll have a preview before the big reveal.
And an R&B superstar arrested at the airport. We'll tell you what he was doing when we come back.
dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
A small town in Connecticut may be the new world record holder for the most Christmas carolers in the same place at the same time. Residents of Walcott gathered yesterday to try and spread a little holiday cheer and also raise money for the local arts. They had to sing for a minimum of 15 houses on a minimum of 6 streets. Right now, a Wisconsin town holds the current record of 1,822 carolers. No word yet from Guinness on whether the record has been broken.
From actors to singers, politicians, and real-world game changers, Barbara Walters has gone one-on-one with the most fascinating people in the world.
And tonight, she'll do it again for the 20th time. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez sat down with Barbara for a preview.
Hi. Remember me? I'm Barbara Walters.
This year's list of the 10 most fascinating people is so good, it brought Barbara Walters back to work.
The network made me want to come back. They said, but you know, one more year. And it's such a good list that I really found it great fun to do. But this will be my last year. I think I said that last year.
The special she started doing in 1993 is back for what she promises will be the last installment, featuring an in-depth look at some of this year's most prominent people in entertainment and pop culture, including Scarlett Johansson.
And you'd rather do that than act?
Hopefully I won't have to choose.
Michael Strahan and Taylor Swift.
There's something really powerful about that.
But Barbara promises this year's list is filled with more than celebrities.
Fascinating covers a lot of ground.
A billionaire, an inventor, and one of Barbara's favorite people.
But I always thought that was such a really great question.
All in the top 10.
People may say, why Oprah? This is the 4th time I've interviewed her. She's always different. She's always got something new to say.
But who came in at number 1? Barbara says you'll have to wait until the 2-hour special airs Sunday night to find out.
The most fascinating person we keep a secret. I promise you, you will not guess it.
Any hints?
No.
Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
Do you see how she took a little joy in not revealing any kind of hint like that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You can see it there.
Keeps us hanging. You can catch the Barbara Walters Top 10 Most Fascinating People tonight at 9 o'clock over on ABC7 and on the Watch ABC app.
We're updating our top stories at 7:30, and another big story, the search is on for a stolen truck.
But this isn't just any truck. It was full of equipment for a local flag and dance team.
And the so-called CIA torture report continues to spark debate. Hear what a Supreme Court justice had to say to critics of the interrogation technique.
Plus, the Sony hacking scandal now impacting James Bond. Find out how the latest Bond film has been hit.
This is Eyewitness News on LA56 with live breaking news.
Our top story at 7:30, breaking news in Sydney, Australia, where a hostage crisis is unfolding. I'm Giovanna Lotta.
I'm Jory Rand. This is Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7:30. Police say they're trying to make contact with at least one armed hostage taker inside of a chocolate shop and cafe in the heart of Sydney's financial district. TV news footage there shows several people inside of the cafe with their hands held up or pressed against the windows. Two people inside have also been spotted holding up what appears to be a black flag with white Arabic writing on it. Police say they are looking at the flag but are not prepared to say just what it may mean. Police don't know how many hostages are inside. The U.S. has evacuated its Sydney consulate, which is near the cafe. We will continue to update you as this situation unfolds.
A startling discovery in the LA River. A human skull was found by a couple near the riverbed. The skull was found just north of Slauson Avenue, west of the 710 freeway in Bell. Homicide detectives are looking into the cause of death and how the human remains ended up near the riverbed.
A local flag and dance team falls victim to thieves. Someone stole the group's truck over the weekend and inside all their equipment. Eyewitness News reporter Melissa McBride has more on what this means for that organization.
The Diamante Winter Guard is practicing for an upcoming competition. The rifles they toss are borrowed. The other team members should have flagpoles and Spanish blades, but thieves stole all of their equipment.
When they took that from us, we have nothing to continue with our show. So now it's going to make it harder for us to debut our show January 25th if we don't have our stuff.
The team's truck seen here also contained their costumes, sound system, and their dance floor. The truck was parked outside a team member's home and was stolen late Friday night or early Saturday morning.
Some of that stuff we've had since the beginning. So it's hard to lose some of those memories on the floor that we performed on and gone to finals with.
The Diamante Winter Guard has been performing in state and national competitions for 10 years. It's an opportunity for high school grads to continue their guard and dance skills.
This place has actually grown on me so much, and all these people mean so much to me now, more than ever.
The 28 members already pay to be on the team and to travel. Replacing their transport vehicle and all of the equipment is a financial hardship. They hope the thief or thieves will find it within their hearts to return the truck and its contents. For now, they'll rely on the kindness of strangers willing to make donations so the show can go on.
I know what happened is devastating and it's hard, but it's not going to stop us. We're going to continue, hopefully with the help of everybody out there, we can continue our journey to championships.
The team has set up a fundraising page on GoFundMe, and they're hoping that they can raise enough money to replace all of their equipment before January. Reporting in Monterey Park, I'm Melissa McBride, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Melissa, thank you. Residents of a Torrance neighborhood have been allowed back home after being evacuated when someone brought what appeared to be some sort of military ordnance into a sporting goods store. Last night, police cleared Hawthorne Boulevard after someone left an unidentified military device on the counter of Turner's Outdoorsman. Investigators still have not explained exactly what it was, but it was a weapon. The bomb squad shut down the store last night to safely remove the device.
2 homes went up in flames today in Rosemead. Eyewitness News viewer Julian Marquez shared this picture with us under the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. LA County Fire says one home was fully engulfed. The other was partially burned. Both fires were in the attic. The cause of the fires are still under investigation. Thankfully, nobody was injured. And our thanks to Julian for sharing this photo with us.
Former CIA official Jose Rodriguez, who oversaw the agency's interrogation program, calls the so-called torture report a betrayal and says it will undercut intelligence operations.
This report throws the CIA under the bus. It throws under the bus all of those people who actually worked so hard to protect the country. And actually, my concern is that it subjects them to threats from ISIS.
Meanwhile, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia is weighing in, saying it's hard to rule out, quote, extreme measures to get information if millions of lives are threatened.
I think it is very facile for people to say, oh, torture is terrible. You posit the situation where a person that you know for sure knows the location of a nuclear bomb that has been planted in Los Angeles and will kill millions of people. You think it's an easy question? You think it's clear that you cannot use extreme measures to get that information out of that person? I don't think that's so clear at all.
In a radio interview last week, Scalia said that, quote, liberals who say harsh interrogation techniques should never be used were being, in his words, self-righteous.
We've had plenty of rain in recent days, and there is more rain to come. We turn things over to Danny Romero for a check of our forecast. Danny.
Thanks, Jory and Giovanna. Yeah, kind of cumulatively, we're going to see a lot of rain when we look back on these last couple of weeks because we're adding more to that rain bucket. Right now, we got some mostly cloudy skies at LAX. The live HD camera gives you a view of that. The gorgeous pylons lit up. Our downtown look. And let's talk about what it was today downtown. As far as the temps are concerned, 67 is the average high for this date. We only got to 66, and that cold weather continues. Gorgeous sunsets at 4:45 tomorrow morning. Get your Monday started at sunrise at 6:51 and catch the last quarter moon for tonight. So we're looking at partly cloudy skies tonight, 49 the overnight low, and then tomorrow the clouds start to build up. As to when the rain gets here, how much we get, how long it's all going to last, I'll tell you that with the live Mega Doppler 7000 HD 7-day in just a little bit. Right now, Giovanna and Jory, go ahead.
Okay, Danny, we'll see you in a bit. R&B star Jeremiah is facing charges in connection with a disruption aboard a flight at Newark International Airport. Police say one of two men accompanying the singer tried to open a door to a boarding ramp after it had been closed to prepare for takeoff. He was trying to let his friends who were running late on board the plane. The 27-year-old star, whose real name is Jeremy Felton, was charged with disorderly conduct. All three men were released and are due in court this week.
Another round of secrets have been released this weekend in the Sony hacking scandal, exposing more big names and compromising the company's plans. Could this be a warning here for all of us and our email? ABC's Lindsay Janis has the latest.
Tonight, more company secrets exposed in a fresh document dump by the Sony hackers. And a new threat from Guardians of Peace, the group claiming responsibility for the cyber attack, promising a large Christmas gift, including larger quantities of data, which they say will put Sony in its worst state.
I really do believe that we will know who the actor is before the end of the month.
Some of Hollywood's biggest names already humiliated in the massive breach. New stolen emails tonight reportedly show two executives mocking Will Smith's kids. And a sensitive George Clooney apparently losing confidence after bad reviews for his movie, The Monuments Men.
You better get it back.
Executives also reportedly discussing a possible Destiny's Child biopic, a female Spider-Man movie. As for who these hackers are, cyber experts say they could be linked to North Korea.
The profile of the hackers definitely leads itself to believe that it's just an activist or hacktivist phenomenon. It does mirror the attacks that were leveraged against South Korean government agencies in the financial sector on March 20th of 2013.
And how the criminals likely got into Sony's computers? Tonight serving as a warning for all of us.
Link within an email that you click on that basically puts a malware or a virus in those systems.
The blows just keep on coming for Sony. Tonight, we learned it will hold a town hall with its employees Monday. Lindsay Janis, ABC News, New York.
Photographer Phil Stern, who shot iconic photos of everything from World War II soldiers to Hollywood stars, has died. Stern was 95 years old. We met up with him in September when he donated 95 of his photographs to a veterans home in West LA. It was said that Stern's photographs could turn ordinary people into stars and show the human side of celebrities. He was friends with Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra, but remained modest about himself and his work. When told that some considered him a great artist, Stern answered, quote, "Matisse, I ain't."
He was talented.
Very.
Much more news still to come here on Eyewitness News on LA56. Up next, celebrating the season and supporting a good cause.
We'll take you to this year's Jingle Bell Run Walk, and it included a familiar face.
Plus, the holiday season is a little brighter for some in Southern California as they get a free Christmas tree.
Christmas is a little bit merrier this year for a few hundred families in Highland Park. That's thanks to the Lala Christmas Tree Foundation. The group handed out free Christmas trees to 200 families in need at Luther Burbank Middle School today.
We began this project because Lala grew up in the area of East LA, not having a Christmas tree as she grew up. So she wanted to give back to the community and to many families who didn't have a Christmas tree.
The families were chosen ahead of time. The group is also handing out trees at other local schools.
What a nice thing to do. It was Jingle all the way in Glendale this morning.
It was, and a big crowd turned out to celebrate the holidays and get a little exercise, all for a good cause. It was the third annual Jingle Bell Run Walk, a 5K to help fight arthritis. Runners and walkers were encouraged to tie jingle bells to their shoelaces and also come in costume. As you can see, many did just that. Our own Kurt Sandoval, wearing a very holiday blue and green today, was MC. Looks like he didn't get the memo about dressing up for the costume.
He came as a sports reporter.
That's right, a holiday sports reporter. You'll see him in action in a bit.
There's much more news to come, including a snow day in Studio City. We'll show it to you.
And a vibrant meteor shower illuminates the night sky and could be seen all around the world. We'll give you a look next.
And Kobe Bryant moves up the NBA scoring list tonight in Minnesota. Details straight ahead in sports.
You may have seen it. The Geminid meteor shower lit up the night sky this weekend. This is video from northern Germany, but the shooting stars could be seen from all over the world. Astronomers say the meteor shower is called the Geminids because they appear to be coming out of the constellation Gemini. Those meteors are thought to be small pieces of an extinct comet.
And a snow day in Studio City. It was all part of the 4th annual Winter Family Festival. 70 tons of snow was brought in for sledding and snowman building. Local groups performed live music, and there were arts and crafts for children. And of course, it's not a holiday celebration without a visit from Santa, and there he is. Today's event was put on by the Studio City Residents Association and Studio City Recreation Center.
So for people who say they've never seen snow in their lives in this area, they might not see it falling here, but it is
Therein is the key.
Yeah, it will be falling, though, this week somewhere.
But probably not in Studio City.
No.
I'm going to feel pretty confident saying there won't be snow falling in Studio City. However, there will be snow falling in our mountains and at pretty low levels, too. I'll show you all that when I go with the forecast in a bit. Let's go outside and take a look at our live HD camera pointed right at Laguna Beach and looking good. Again, clouds are moving in already over Southern California, so we're seeing that change coming in. Laguna Beach looking great here Sunday night. Downtown L.A., cloudy skies as well, and cools. 56 degrees the temp, 72% relative to humidity. All the moisture we're going to get for this next system from the same source pretty much that we had last week. It's this tropical source we have right here that's coming our way. We combine that with the cold front that's going to drop down into our area, and as the cold front moves in, we're going to have all that cold air associated with it. And as the low that drives it all moves towards the area now, we start pumping up all that moisture. We've got that cold air mixed in. We see rain, wind, and snow, all part of this forecast on the way. Tonight, temps to be on the cooler side, certainly. 49 Mission Viejo, 42 Lake Elsinore, but really cold in Wrightwood at 29 and Lancaster at 32. Highs tomorrow, another cold day. Only highs of 58 for Santa Clarita and Thousand Oaks, 54 for Lancaster. We'll top off at 56 degrees in Beaumont and 60 in Lake Elsinore. We have the 7-day now. Power back weather, laying it out for you how this is all going to move through the week. Tomorrow we'll start out partly cloudy. As we get very late in the evening, we'll call it early Tuesday morning. The first chance of showers start to move into the area. Stay with us Tuesday. Impulses move through the week, so we'll see another system. Wednesday, Thursday, again, a little break Friday. Another round could come our way. 20% chance of that on Saturday. All of these rain amounts anywhere from a half an inch to an inch of rain when it's all said and done. For the valleys and the Inland Empire, mostly sunny for a Monday, and then the clouds start to build up overnight and into Tuesday morning. We'll start seeing the showers come down during these cool days ahead. 59 the high for Wednesday, so a very cold day there, mixing that in with the rain and the wind. Still rainy and windy on Thursday, a little break on Friday. Saturday, a little more shower action possibly moving through before the weekend is done. For the beaches, we'll see partly cloudy skies tomorrow, and then the showers and the cool weather continues. Temps dropping even more come Wednesday down to 61. Could get about a half an inch of rain in those coastal areas. As we look towards the rain and the wind on Thursday, we see a break ahead on Friday, but not that long. Saturday, another 20% chance of showers comes our way. Mountain areas, a lot of action there. The wind, the rain, and the snow, all part of our weather picture through the week with that slight break on Friday and still another chance of showers coming down on Thursday. And that snow level down to 5,000 feet, and we could get up to a foot of snow in many areas. For the high desert, partly cloudy skies, shower chances through the week as well. And again, not huge amounts for the high desert, but just the same, there will be rain falling. And then through the week, another break on Friday, Saturday. Another shot at rain once again. There you go.
Okay,
cool.
Danny, thank you.
Yeah. From weather to sports, Kurt Sandoval here.
Speaking of cool, history made tonight by one Kobe Bryant. He doesn't like to be like Mike. Clearly, he's been compared to him many, many times. He wanted to pass him tonight. Kobe needed just 9 points to pass Sir Michael Jordan and move into third place on the all-time scoring list. That said, MJ leads in the category that even Kobe would admit is the most important, championships. MJ 6, Kobe 5. Well, the Lakers were in Minnesota tonight, and Kobe chasing history. He needed just those 9 points, and he got a few early. As it turns out, look how history was made. With Kobe at the free throw line, made both free throws, and classy by the T-Wolves to stop the game. Kobe now has 32,293 points and counting when he made that one. And then they went on to win the game, 194. Kobe third on the all-time scoring list. And speaking of three, they have their first 3-game winning streak of the season. And NFL, that is. Peyton Manning has won more than 3. He was battling the flu and the Chargers today, left for part of the game. They only had 1 touchdown. That was it to Demaryius Thomas, but they didn't need any more because their kicker, Connor Barth, hit 5 field goals. It was 19-10 in the fourth quarter. Phillip Rivers trying to spark the comeback, but nothing doing. Denver wins its fourth consecutive division crown, 22-10. The Chargers one game out of the playoff picture. In Seattle, former Mariner John Olerud getting the crowd fired up against the Niners, but it was San Francisco that was pumped early. Case in point, Frank Gore plunges in. He later left with a concussion. That hurt him as Seattle has the number one ranked running game in the league, and that's courtesy of Marshawn Lynch. Dare I say, Skittles for everyone. Pete Carroll also has the number one ranked defense, and today he eliminates his good friend Jim Harbaugh, head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. As Seattle wins, they'll play basically for the division title next week against Arizona. Green Bay carried its 5-game winning streak into Buffalo. Aaron Rodgers just was not his Hall of Fame self, dare I say. Is he going to be a Hall of Famer? I would think so, right? Okay. He just wasn't himself, I'll say that. As you can see, it's 19-13. He's trying to make a comeback. He stripped of the ball late, and by rule it says if he fumbles in the final 2 minutes, only he can recover, so that's a safety, and the Buffalo Bills knock him out 21-13. Kings taking their tour to Canada, Toronto to be exact. Maple Leafs took an early 2-0 lead, but watch the Royal Ones come back. Marion Gaborik, the former Ranger, for the 3-2 lead, and that is just a gem. But as it turns out, Toronto comes back for the equalizer, and they ended up winning it on a shootout. And wait till you see what happened on the shootout. One of the best players in the game, Anze Kopitar can take it. The backhander. Talk about so close, but yet so far, and that's how they lose a tough one. Dory? That's a look at sports.
You know, it's
Inside
funny.
joke.
I just watched the old Game 7 between the Kings and Maple Leafs today.
Wow.
Kings won.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, Kurt.
Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7, the latest on our breaking story, the hostage crisis in Australia. Several people being held in a chocolate shop in downtown Sydney. The hostage takers appear to be holding a flag with Arabic writing on it. We'll bring you all the developments on Facebook and Twitter and have the latest at 11. And caught on camera stealing packages from a local home. Did she strike again? Those stories and all the late breaking news on Southern California's #1 newscast, Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7.
We're coming up here on Eyewitness News on LA56. We'll tell you what topped the box office this weekend.
And we'll take you to the annual Children's Christmas Lane Parade in Studio City. More on the celebration when we come back.
If you're a fan of the Hobbit films, tomorrow is going to be a big day for you. Beginning at noon tomorrow, fans can watch all 3 Hobbit movies back to back to back at the TCL Chinese Theater IMAX in Hollywood, including the new one that's coming out this week. The Chinese Theater is the only Hollywood site where moviegoers can see all 3 flicks. It's also where the latest installment, Battle of the 5 Armies, can be seen in advance of opening on Wednesday.
Movie fans flocked to theaters this weekend to witness Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Do not be afraid! God is with us!
Ridley Scott's biblical epic, starring Christian Bale as Moses, opened with a flood of $24.5 million to win the top spot at the box office, according to estimates. It dethroned 3-week reigning champ, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, which slipped to number 2 with $13.2 million. The Penguins of Madagascar, top 5, and Big Hero 6 rounded out the top 5.
The city of Southgate is celebrating its 69th annual Children's Christmas Lane Parade. The streets were lined with people who came out to enjoy this year's parade. The sports grand marshal was former Dodger player Darryl Thomas.
Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 7 here on LA56. LA56 Weekend Theater is next.
Eyewitness News continues at 11 o'clock with ABC7 and anytime on ABC7.com. For all of us here on ABC7 on LA56, we wish you a great night and we'll see you at 11.
Bye-bye.